Hey, it's John, and I am here for a video response for my fellow Pennsyltuckian Don from Don's Field of Dreams cards. And he has asked the folks out there to kind of give a background story for a very special card in their collection. I don't do a lot of video responses because, um, I travel a lot, so that's tough, but that's not really an excuse. But more so than I don't have a lot of cards that I think are very, very special. I think I'm a rather average collector. So I don't, I'm a little shy about showing cards most of the time. But Don is such a great guy, and he's been such a supporter of mine that I feel I had to do this, or I wanted to do this. I didn't have to do it, but I wanted to do this. So, Don, this is for you. Wonderful, wonderful idea. It gets to we get to kind of peek behind the curtain of at some of our YouTube community and see what a card means to them, how they got it, all that stuff. So, a couple 100,000 cards I have in my collection, but there was no doubt about which card I was going to pick for this. Little backstory: I am a Carl Michael Yastrzemski fan. Carl Michael Yastrzemski, born in Southampton, New York, played for the Boston Red Sox, obviously. And as a boy from Philadelphia, I have no idea how I came to gravitate towards this baseball player. Maybe it was his batting stance, maybe it was his ridiculous last name. But somewhere in the mid 70s, Carl and I became best friends. Uh, have all of the Topps cards, playing era top cards. That sounds like Ted Kennedy there, era. I have all of the Carl Yastrzemski playing era cards. Many of them are behind me over that shoulder, that shoulder, that shoulder. Um, I don't really slab a lot of my cards, but I do have a lot of slabs up there of Yaz, I guess. I've had most of these cards most of my collecting life, so that very sentimental collection I have of Yaz. So again, back to Pennsylvania, back to the 70s. Big Phillies fan, diehard Phillies fan, but I loved this player for some reason. Now, let's bring my father into this. Now, my father was a bit of a workaholic. I never really attended my events, sporting events, that's for sure, because he was busy providing for his family. We moved out of the city when I was 6, 1974, out to the suburbs. Wonderful, wonderful place to grow up. But my father spent a lot of time in his car driving back and forth to the city for work. So, sporting events were attended with and enjoyed with my mother and my brothers for the most part. Um, so my dad and I have very few sporting connections. I will tell you that sometime in maybe 1981, my dad took me up to Yankee Stadium to see the Red Sox play the Yankees in the Bronx. I think it was my father, my mother, and myself. We sat way up top. I wore a Boston Red Sox shirt and I got yelled at, and that stuck with me to this day. And then I think in 1982, we went up to see the Red Sox play the Blue Jays twice at Fenway Park. Myself, my mother, and my father again made a nice little trip, couple-day trip up there to see all that fun stuff. So that coupled with a couple football games, I think against the Broncos and the Packers in the early '80s at the Vet. Bart Starr was the coach of the Packers. John Elway was the coach of was the quarterback of the Broncos. So that's the extent of my sporting stories with my father. My father died when I was 16, my senior year of high school. Gave everything he had for his family for as long as he could. So the card I'm about to show you means a lot to me. For obvious reasons. Somewhere probably late 70s, 79 or 1980, I begged my father for a Carl Yastrzemski rookie card. Had to have it. Dad had to have it, had to have it. And my parents weren't in the business of giving me everything I needed or wanted. So finally, my father relented and came home with 1960 Yaz rookie card and promising that he would give it to me if I promised to pay him $1 a month until it was paid off. It was a $25 card back then. And somehow, I don't know how my father got it, but he got it. And it spent probably from that time up until 2021, summer of 2021, it spent in a screw down case, because that's what we did with cards back then to protect them from all the bad people in the world and bad things. So got that graded from SGC last year, and it came back in SGC3. So there it is. There's my most special, most valuable, most iconic card in my collection. And if you look in the background, you can see Yaz batting in his old Red Sox 70s uniform as well. Kind of made a little Sports Flicks hologram there. Anyway, this guy right here will go to the oven with me, or however my loved ones decide to dispose of my body. He's with me forever. I do have an 8 right here, but the 8 means nothing to me. In fact, I have a lot of really nice cards that I've acquired over the years, but this one will be the one that goes with me forever, thanks to my father. Probably my biggest sporting connection to my father. I can name a dozen things with my mom that I can connect with sports, but I would say that this guy right here, whenever I see this card, I think of my father. Whenever I think of my father, I also think of this card and how he relented, caved in, got me what I wanted for a change, and hopefully, wouldn't it be great if 54 years old I am right now, he could look down and say, "Wow, that kid really stuck with something for a long time." So this guy is going nowhere. And it'll be, if I had to get rid of every card, this would be the last one left, and I would not get rid of this. I promise you. I would sell several kidneys and testicles before I would get rid of this bad boy. So, Don, thanks again for your support. Thanks again for this great idea. I wish whomever wins the contest great luck. It's going to be awesome. That's kind of you to let that person pick a card. Hopefully it's not me, because I have everything I need and want. And but I really, really do appreciate your content. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you letting me bombard you with sarcastic text messages and stuff like that. So Don's Field of Dream cards, one of my favorite. Just stay on your side of the state, please. Do not cross the Susquehanna River, and everything will be okay between us. All right, Don, thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy, and head on over to Don's Field of Dream cards to check out his John. Thanks. Bye.